What's up, guys? It's me, Balin. Forgive me if you hear shit in the background. I have to have my windows open. I don't know why. It's like 40 fucking degrees hotter up in my room, so you might hear me panting. You might hear some fucking cars in the background. I'll do my best to edit them out. But I want to talk about Elvis the Alien's recent video, and I hope Elvis is listening because I really try to make these videos as if I'm talking directly to the people I'm talking about. And I think there's a lot of statements that were made in Elvis's videos about Leafy that I feel like I'm extremely upset overall that he would take the video down. Like, I'm extremely upset because we needed that video. The community, the people who are content creators, the people who actually contribute to bettering the community, those underpaid animators, the people who put their effort into making content, the people who help out big YouTubers in the hopes that maybe they'll get their chance to become a big YouTuber. We needed that video, and we still do. We need people who are going to be going out of their way to say, hey, this isn't right. This isn't normal. We need people to take their time and effort and give back to the community, give back to us, because it's not fair that people can just use people and treat them like shit with the carrot on the stick type of attitude. That's an unfair approach to anything, and then it's just the definition of manipulating people. And are we supposed to reward and let people who manipulate, abuse, or just straight up degrade people walk all over us? I mean, shit, look at Lance, one of the big ass YouTuber who uses clickbait. His content's complete shit, and you know what? He fucking acts like shit. So do we give him respect? No, we don't respect people like that. We hear about Leafy fucking people over. Are we giving them respect? No. This is a constant trend. Now, a big statement that was made during this that I really think is the strongest piece of the entire video that I don't think anyone else really recognized, but is that Elvis straight up just proclaimed and showed evidence of instances where Leafy was essentially just making other people make his videos for him. Essentially being a shitty businessman. Hey, you should come work and make my content for me so that I don't have to put the time and effort into doing that. Like, for example, was those photos that he was talking about Leafy posting on about how my Sony Vegas keeps crashing, when in reality that could have been somebody else doing the work. And that right there is a shitty example of somebody just taking advantage of people. It was the biggest piece of information in that video that needed to be up there. If everything else was deleted from that conversation, I'd have no problem. But the very fact that this big 4 million subscribed channel dangles a carrot in front of people going, oh, hey, help me out, maybe I'll give you a shout out, or, I'll pay you a little bit or something like that. Essentially dangling something in front of them and never actually letting a person get the reward that they deserve from that. That's a shitty thing to do, and in fact, it's one of the things that should be, in my opinion, considered illegal. If you make promises, you should have to follow through with them. And in some cases, it's actionable, but that's a whole different thing. I'm not going to go into that. I know Elvis talked about this in his video. I know he's really upset about it, but the leaking of the DMs, I am 100% on Elvis's side in this video. I think you guys need to understand something, that there is hidden laws in YouTube and being a content creator and working with people, and that is, you just don't leak private information. I can talk about this for days on end. I sit down in a Skype chat with my buddy Nick, and we're talking about, oh, so-and-so YouTuber, and just through the nature of us communicating, it's just us sitting there in a call or typing back and forth, and sometimes we'll say some heinous-ass shit about people, and in reality, it's like, you don't really think that, you don't really want to act like in any of those thoughts that you have. They're usually just heat of the moments, or, your friends, your buddies just kind of amping up situations. And a great thing that was talked about in the baited podcast by H3 was the same exact thing. It's like, so, those things that you talk about in private, it's not fair to leak that type of information because, it could be stuff that was said in the heat of the moment. It could have been said as a joke. It could have been said in seriousness, but not meant to be, reached out to the public. So I understand Elvis's decision to want to remove that, but I think that video needs to go back up. It needs to, because one of the biggest problems is, a good example with Boogie is that when he makes videos about drama, he's adding to the commentary, he's adding to the discussion. And I feel like this is the biggest thing, was Elvis was adding to the situation of not just, it's bigger than Leafy, it's just people abusing other people for profit and gain and not rewarding them properly. Like with prank channels, a good example of that. Hey, come be in a prank video of mine and I'll pay you $20 and, we'll pretend to beat you up or something like that. I'll pay you $100 to be in my video and pretend to be a fucking racist or something like that. It's abuse of the system, and people are blowing up because they get to abuse the system. Why aren't we rewarding people who don't do it? So I highly encourage Elvis to re-upload upload that video. Just take out the stuff that you don't want to, because it's adding to a huge problem. We're talking about this. People are bringing this conversation to light. Big YouTubers just straight up using people. We need this out there. And something else that I was extremely amazed by, because I've never seen so much effort done by one person to do this, was the amount of effort to promote other YouTubers in Elvis's video. Any real YouTuber will tell you it's not easy to get out there. It's not easy for people to start, watching your videos and get you trending, essentially. So the amount of effort that Elvis put into his video promoting other YouTubers was really good, but I also feel like there was a vital flaw that Elvis isn't talking about. And that is that as a YouTuber, we know if you promote somebody, you have to properly promote them. It's not like, oh, you make a community channel where people send in clips together. I'm totally taking this from Wild Spartans, but you get a community channel where people send in their clips and you make a montage of people's clips. There's going to be 30 people that people have to go subscribe to. And you know what? You're going to be in this channel video where there's 1 million views coming, aka Elvis's videos. There's 1 million views coming into this video, but you have 7 people linked in the description for people to subscribe to. It was a good thing, and I'm extremely happy that Elvis actually does the effort to do, to actually give people the promotion that they fucking deserve, because it was taken away from them by fucking Leafy. But the problem is that you had too many people in there. You had too much. You of all people should know that when you're promoting people, you need to have 1 or 2 people that you're targeting. And a great example being Hot Wet Soup is that it's a triage of people, and people go, wow, if this guy's funny and he works with these other guys, or I like the Hot Wet Soup, I'm going to go subscribe to the other guys. People are not going to go subscribe to 7 different channels who do 7 different types of content. I can tell you that much right now. So mad props to Elvis for putting the effort into doing that, but I do highly say that, as much as I hate to say it, sometimes the approach that big YouTubers take here of just promoting one person in a video is actually a really effective way to actually promote people who deserve it. And one of the biggest points too that I thought was great, it didn't add to the commentary that we were having about Leafy and people fucking people over, but it was a great thing, was that paying people properly. I saw the tweet between Elvis and John Scarce. They were talking back and forth, and Scarce said that he paid his friend $200 to record a 30-second clip. I can't even get a fucking paycheck from doing anything that I've done on YouTube. And I could never imagine my friend coming up to me and saying, hey, here's $200 to do 30 seconds of work for me, or a couple minutes of work. We'll go crazy and say 5 hours of work. I'm ready to work for fucking pennies, just so I get the chance to get out there, for people to see that I'm not a scumbag, or they can trust me, or something like that. People need to be paid properly. But the fucking thing with Nick that drove me nuts is he got $20 out of the whole deal for working just a little bit of time, and he didn't get promoted properly. That needed to be the agreement, is that you're promoting somebody else is worth more than the money, man. Sometimes the money doesn't mean shit. There are people like me out there, and there's tons of other YouTubers who will agree with us, that the money doesn't fucking matter. I can go work a job and make my own goddamn money. What I can't do is I can't go out on YouTube and spend $100 and get 1 million subs. When you get that opportunity to work with somebody who's really big, and they say that they want to fucking promote your channel, it's kind of implied and owed that person should owe you for what you've done to help their channel. There have been innumerable times where I've wanted to work with people just so that I could get them more money in their pocket, but in exchange I could possibly get that shout out, because the money in my pocket doesn't fucking matter. What matters to me and tons of other people is getting out there, getting their fair shot. And I feel like you going as hard as you did at Leafy and some other people, that needed to be in there. That needs to be out there more. Look, your fucking money is worthless to us. What your fame and your draw is worth to us, is that it's immeasurable. There's an immeasurable amount of worth for having somebody to work with you and actually give you something that you can't buy, you can't get. You have to work for it. And if somebody just goes, if your boss were to come to you at work and be like, you've been here for 6 months, but you've been just grinding it out, man. You've been outperforming everybody else. Here, I'm going to promote you to manager. It's the same exact thing. You see people who grind out for 3 months. They barely do anything. 3 months, and then they're fucking, because they put that effort in, somebody goes, wow, this is fucking great. Let's make this guy on the fast track. And then sometimes you see people who've been grinding it out for 4 years, 5 years. A great example, actually, I can give you that's recent is Defend the Joe. Guy's like amazing, produces amazing content. He's been doing YouTube almost as long as I have. Done some great work on the Defend the House channel. Yet he's only got 12,000 subscribers. And if you're telling me that Leafy came over and said, hey, if you're going to put in like 10 hours of work helping my channel get 5-10 million views or something like that, you damn sure best deliver on that, because that person has worked their ass off day in and day out to get something, to get somewhere, and they have never had that chance. And now it needs to be said that these people should be promoted. This guy, you know, Defend the Joe, should be out there. He should be the next big thing, because he put his time in. He knows how to entertain people. The problem is that he hasn't had that fucking lucky break. And the biggest criticism that needs to be present to some of these YouTubers is that these people are working for you. They do their time, they do their effort, they do their part to help out, and if you're reaping success off of their effort, they are owed something more than money. They're owed what you actually promised them, which is the shout out, the proper accreditation, the proper award for their service. I don't want to harp on it, but you get my point, is that people work their ass off. They do all this, and I'm so sad that this video is down, Elvis. I am disappointed. I want it to go back up for the sheer fact that it adds to the commentary, that it adds to the discussion we're having. I've said it a million times already in this video, but when we have discussions or behind the scenes or information that's coming forward, you can't just hope that it goes away. You already put it out there, and it's going to stay out there, and it's only going to create more tension. So why not add to the commentary by re-uploading the video and delivering it in a better way, so that 5 weeks down the line, somebody doesn't go, hey, this video, this super secret hidden video that was re-uploaded with 100 videos has Elvis's name tied to it. It's going to come back. It doesn't matter how hard you try, it's going to come back to you. So why not re-deliver what line you wanted to deliver the first time, but do it properly this time. Please, Elvis, or anybody listening, I encourage you, re-upload that video. Take out all the stuff that you don't want it to be, because I understand the concept of being, you know, degrading to somebody's level. Just because Leafy's up there doesn't mean you have to be a complete scumbag to try to get up there in subscribers, and you're already kind of on your way. I'm super ecstatic that Elvis is just blowing up as of late. Put a lot of effort into his videos, and I feel bad for the amount of work he's got to do having a family and everything. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Now, Elvis, I just have one question for you. Now, Elvis, I understand if you want to re-upload it, you're not going to monetize. In fact, I encourage you not to monetize the re-uploaded thing, but I got to ask you, $20 okay?